One route, 3 jets, forever. And here's the thing nobody talks about. All Nippon Airways never even wanted these planes. So how did Japan's biggest airline end up stuck with 3 of the world's most expensive jets on a single leisure route to Hawaii? That story involves a bankrupt budget airline, a midnight deadline, a secret deal with Airbus, and a corporate war against Delta Airlines. Let's get into it. The Airbus A380 is an absolute beast. Double-decker up to 853 seats, a wingspan nearly 80 meters wide. The economics are simple, fill it and it's efficient. Half empty? You're burning money with every flight. That's why it's really only ever worked for one airline, Emirates, who operates over 100 of them and built their whole network around the type. For everyone else, Lufthansa, Air France, Malaysia Airlines, Thai, the A380 became a problem they eventually walked away from. So when a Japanese budget carrier announced in 2010 that it wanted 6 of these things, the industry did a double take. Meet Skymark Airlines. Founded in 1996, a scrappy domestic discount carrier, Japan's version of Southwest. Cheap fares, short routes, and genuinely decent at what they did. Then management got ambitious. In 2011, Skymark signed a firm order for 4 A380s, with options for 2 more. Their plan was to launch cut-price international flights to Europe and the US at less than half the fares of their competitors. The fatal flaw? Their payments to Airbus were in US dollars. And in early 2011, the yen was at historically strong levels, around 82 to the dollar. The math worked. Then came Abenomics. Japan's economic policy shift sent the yen crashing. By 2015, it had hit 102 to the dollar. The planes Skymark had ordered were suddenly far more expensive than they'd ever planned for. By 2014, one A380 had already been completed, test flown, and painted with Skymark's Yellow Star logo, sitting in Toulouse with no one to pay for it. In July 2014, Airbus lost patience, canceled the order, and demanded a $710 million cancellation fee. Skymark couldn't pay. On January 28, 2015, they filed for bankruptcy. 6 shiny A380s. No airline to fly them. Airbus had a very expensive problem. Skymark's bankruptcy immediately triggered a bidding war between 2 very different rescuers. Delta Airlines teamed up with aircraft lessor Intrepid Aviation. For Delta, the prize wasn't the planes. It was Skymark's airport slots, especially at Tokyo Haneda, one of the most slot-restricted airports on Earth. A Delta-backed Skymark would give the American carrier a domestic code-share partner and a huge foothold in Japan. All Nippon Airways put up their own rescue plan a beat, and their entire motivation was to stop Delta. A Delta-controlled Skymark would funnel past. By 2015, ANA quietly made a conditional offer to Airbus, a promise of significant future aircraft orders kept just vague enough not to require public disclosure. Delta didn't match it in time. At midnight, Airbus switched sides. The creditor vote on August 6th wasn't close. ANA won with 78% of the vote. Delta was out. Skymark was saved. And ANA had just made a very interesting promise to Airbus, one that would cost them 3 A380s. In late 2015, ANA officially announced an order for 3 Airbus A380s. ANA itself admitted the order wasn't consistent with their overall fleet plan. The aviation world connected the dots immediately. This was the price of the Skymark deal. ANA had agreed to absorb 3 of the orphaned jets in exchange for Airbus's critical support during the bankruptcy vote. For a Boeing-heavy airline with 0 A380 experience, this was a genuine headache. No fleet commonality. Separate pilot training, separate maintenance. You can't just reassign a 787 crew. And the bigger question, where do you even fly them? ANA's Tokyo Haneda slots were tightly controlled by the government. They needed high-density routes. They had 3 of the world's largest jets and nowhere obvious to send them. Their answer, it turned out, was actually kind of genius. If you're stuck with a giant jet, you might as well make the jet itself the reason people fly. ANA locked in on the Tokyo-Honolulu route. Hawaii is the #1 leisure destination for Japanese travelers. Honeymoons, anniversaries, family trips. Japan Airlines had dominated the route for years. ANA saw an opening. The concept: don't just put an A380 on the route. Make the A380 the whole experience. They ran a public livery design competition that drew 2,197 entries from around the world. The winner? Hawaiian green sea turtles. Honu in Hawaiian, a symbol of good luck and safe travel. Each of the 3 jets got its own color: sky blue, deep ocean green, warm sunset orange, and each turtle its own unique face. I'm not making that up. Inside, ANA reconfigured the cabin specifically for the Hawaii leisure market. 8 first-class suites on the upper deck, flatbed business class, and a brand new economy product called the ANA Couchie, Japan's first seat-to-bed couch, inspired by Air New Zealand's Sky Couch. Hawaiian boarding music, Flying Honu stickers for every passenger. So here's the thing about ANA's Flying Honu. These planes exist because of a bankruptcy in Tokyo, a currency crisis, a midnight ultimatum in Paris, and a corporate war that ANA won by making a promise they had to keep. Nobody sat in a boardroom and said, you know what would be cool? 3 themed sea turtle jets. They were handed a problem, and they turned it into something people love. Passengers don't just tolerate the Honu, they specifically book it. They show up early to photograph it. They wear the sticker. Not bad for a fleet that started as someone else's mistake. If this kind of story is your thing, subscribe. We do this every week. And if you want the full Skymark collapse in all its chaotic detail, that video is right here. See you next time.